Hey, good evening, folks. So I got done with a long ride today. I'm gonna get up early. Wanted to do a quick update though. I can only see so much and follow so much on my ride here when I'm on the bike, but I was just astounded with what little I saw. I'm absolutely happy and relieved to say that Gavin and Millie are free. They're out on bail, I guess, so they're not free. This issue isn't over. You can think what you want. And in fact, it's kind of like the point that I'm trying to make here, right? I'm trying to make a point that it doesn't matter really what conspiracies or anything that there are with Millie and Gavin, right? They went to jail. Whether it was really bad timing, like just as they uploaded the video that the police rolled in, I'm on the phone with Gavin at the time, or whether it was something more malevolent, an active, organized group of people that use power and influence to arrange this outcome, to try to smear Millie and Gavin and to maybe discredit them. I don't know what it is, right? But it shouldn't matter, because this isn't about Gavin or Millie. It's not about Tory. It's not about Alex Jones, although that was a real dick move of him, saying what he said about me. It just completely, not about me, but what I was saying about Roger Stone. I mean, it was completely false, and I literally sat there in an interview with him. Anybody's free to watch that interview back, and I thought I was very respectful to Alex during the interview, and I didn't accuse anyone of anything. In fact, I said, listen, I've been following evidence, right? And it led me here. It led me to Roger Stone. And I've been trying to get an answer. I've been trying to get somebody other than me just asking them at a Trump 2020 event, which I did, and then spoke to it about George. Hell, he was at our table with George, and who was at the family members from the parents of the gentleman that did, I can't think of his name. I'm horrible with names, but the gentleman that did that said "Let's roll" on 9/11 in the Pencil. I think the plane that went down in Pennsylvania. His parents were there with us, right? And at our table, and I was talking to Stone for quite a while. Stone told me that he still had a relationship with the Joneses. He told me that he had even recently seen General Jones or Jim. What recently meant, I don't know. I asked him specifically if he had worked with Jim or Dynology, and he said yes, he had worked with Jim. He had General Jones's son. He had worked with, he knew General Jones. He had worked with Dynology. So he said that to me, but and I was asking him for the time frame of about 2008 when we had made the ShadowNet commercially available. This doesn't make Roger Stone guilty of anything. I've never said that. Please show me somewhere I said that. They're pieces of a puzzle that I need to understand, because I don't fully believe that the ShadowNet was not used to influence 2008 McCain primary by Bannon, by McCain, by General Jones, by Dynology, right? I don't believe that. Now, I can't as of yet prove it, but I should think everybody would want to know the truth. There's certainly a lot of strings that tie together, a lot of threads that come together with this. There really are. Trying to get comfortable here. There really are. Manafort, 3EDC was Dynology's #1 partner, right? So once I spoke to Stone, or once I heard someone ask Stone, like on the record publicly, right, what his relationship was with Jim Jones, General Jones, and Dynology. Now, when Stone was talking to Alex Jones on Sunday, he said he hadn't done business with Manafort for like 3 decades. Well, that's not what I was asking. I was asking, when's the last time Roger Stone has done business or worked with General Jones or his son Jim or Dynology, and was he working with them at that time? It's a simple question, and he either was or he wasn't. I just like to know. I know for a fact that Paul Manafort was. Manafort and Stone are business partners that go way back. It's a legitimate question for me to ask, and to suggest otherwise, I think it's just it just reeks, right? Because Alex Jones had a chance to prove to me on his show. I said, you know, Alex, I've been screwed over by everybody, by Sarah Carter, by Judge Pirro, people that I trusted, right? Investigated, trusted, responded back to me, reached out to Devin Nunes, then I never heard from him again. I mean, the whole thing was just real shitty, right? So it's a legitimate question. And I asked it, and I'm going to keep asking it. But it's not that big of a deal. I've never said that Roger Stone was some sort of a kingpin. At best, he's a useful idiot. And again, that's not meant to be mean. I actually like Roger Stone. I like some of the stuff he's done with legislation in Florida. And Roger Stone was actually kind of nice to me. It was Alex Jones, of all people. You know, here I am calling out Roger Stone as like some, as having worked with the Shadow Net. Here's Alex, and he was, Roger Stone was actually kind of nice to me. And then here's Alex Jones, a man that I literally came to because I was talking on the phone with Gavin when the police came and got Gavin. And I, be honest with you, it kind of freaked me out. And I'm like, well, what the hell do I do? So I thought, okay, well, I know just about where Alex Jones's office was. Gavin never told me. Nobody planned this. Nobody expected me to go to the freaking, to go over to Alex Jones's place after that happened. After Gavin and Millie were arrested. Hell, I didn't even know Millie was arrested until I got there, right? So, all I wanted to say is that this isn't about Gavin. It's not about Millie. It's not about Tori. It's really not about, it's definitely not about Alex Jones, right? It's about national security. It's about me, right? It's about me, someone who donated it, gave his life, right? Really did. Didn't give my life. But I've suffered so much with my family, being deployed for almost 2 years total, just with Dynology, let alone, well, that would be Dynology and my deployment with my unit. But, you know, it's taken a huge toll. I was separated 7 years from my family altogether, 2 years between Iraq and Afghanistan, and another 5 years in South Korea. And when you're, you know, that 2 years in Iraq and Afghanistan, that was too much for my first marriage to handle. And then I freaking just went nuts after that. Made a lot of bad decisions, trust me. I'm not claiming to be someone perfect. I'm not throwing stones in glass houses, Roger Stones in glass houses, right? I'm just trying to ask some questions and get to the truth, because in 2015, my life was literally destroyed. I was the Information Assurance Security Officer for a DoD contract in South Korea, and for refusing to allow someone, a division chief, administrative access to a classified network, my life was destroyed. I protected national security. I was hired by you the taxpayers, paid $120,000 a year to secure and protect the information, the data, for USFK J8. And in the process of trying to do that, a decision was made to place company before country. And I'm not going to do that. That's not why I was working that contract. The money was great, but the money wasn't the reason I was doing it. The reason I was doing it was, okay, be honest, I was falling apart physically, trying to maintain and trying to maintain the physical requirements for the Army. I enlisted at 39, turned 40 at basic training, had my 40th birthday doing a live fire low crawl. But let me tell you, that's hard on your body, son. And it jacked up my feet really bad, which makes it hard to ride now. But it jacked up my back. I got a herniated disc. Just all sorts of stuff, right? But I wanted to keep serving. I wanted to keep trying to do something good, trying to help. And so I took a job as a contractor. And apparently the people that hired me thought that I was going to place the company before my country. And that wasn't going to happen. I actually did in '08 originally, when I had busted a pedophile in Iraq. And it got covered up, and I went along with it. I did what I was required to do. That's what they said. I met the minimum requirements of reporting, right? But then I shut up. But I said I'd never do that again. Hell, I got 2 daughters and twin sons. I lived with that regret on that. But most people I don't think did. The people involved apparently didn't. I guess I'm the only one that saw that as a problem. But it is a problem, folks. And now I'm being destroyed. But that's okay. I've destroyed myself in the past. Pretty good. I'm pretty capable of doing it myself. Making bad decisions are all about me. But again, this isn't about Millie. It's about Gavin or anybody. It's about doing the right thing. Right now, the people that did to me in 2015, violating national security, which prompted an IG complaint. And literally within 24 hours of me and my colleague filing a formal official complaint of abuse because he could hear him over the phone yelling at me, threatening me with my job if I didn't give him access to the network. And it was really hard. It destroyed me. It absolutely destroyed me. They just they flew me out. They modified the $12 million contract. They removed only the requirements for my position that I had been there on 5 years, right? And then modified the contract back to its original requirements, removing only the requirements, effectively replacing me, right? The day after I filed, and a colleague filed a formal complaint of abuse, and then, that the other guy, when he saw what happened to me, he dropped his complaint. And I'm sure the guy that replaced me didn't do what was right, didn't do what I did, or he would have, and that's how they do it. They see me as, and they go, look what we did the last guy. You better freaking give him access illegally. So it's so much bigger than Millie or Tori or Gavin. These people, the people that I just told you about, are the ones that determine whether or not you get a job or lose your existing job now through clearforce.com. Kind of seems a little bit bigger than Millie and Gavin, doesn't it? Or Tori. I mean, Tori has her story for sure. She's had a hard life. She's done things I'm sure she regrets, like me, but she's also chosen to do the right thing when it counted, right? And she's suffered for that greatly. She's suffered for that dearly. She has. So, at any rate, I gotta end this. I wanted to thank everyone for their support. I wanted to also say that thanks to Gavin and Millie being free Millie, free Willie, kind of like that hashtag. Because they're okay now. Well, not really okay. We got to keep on top of that. But because they're out, at least, I've decided it was probably in their best interest for me not to go there. Because, you know, Gavin and Millie are good people. I actually like Gavin. Got a chance to spend some time with him and get to learn about him. Something that none of you on Twitter, who are just speculating and going off, ever had a chance to do. And I don't want to, you know, they made their own decisions. They did everything with full knowledge of the risk. I doubt they understood the risks fully. But, you know, I can't not go after Alex if he comes after me with lies, right? I'm going to go after other people. I can't not be quiet about Judge Pirro. I can't not be quiet about Sarah Carter. I can't. About Dan Bongino, what he did to me. What he did to you, actually. And probably still is doing to you. I can't, you know, and Millie and Gavin, I haven't even spoke to them yet since they got out. But I'm afraid that, you know, I do like them. And I'm afraid that me going at this the way that I am, non-PC, right, is going to cause them problems that I don't want to cause them. Because they don't deserve it. They deserve a frickin' medal for getting this message out. Because no other journalists at Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and I've spoken to hundreds in the last couple years. Nobody cared. Now they seem to care. Now they do, but they don't care about the actual story. They care about trashing Millie and Gavin or questioning them. It's sad. We're never going to fix this if we do that, right? So instead of going up to Ohio with Millie and Gavin's, I've decided to go straight to DC, right? I'm going to go to the Senate Intelligence Committee like I did last December. And I'm going to speak to the same people, hopefully, that I spoke to for 45 minutes ago, because I'm wondering if they made better progress after I spoke to them than Gavin and Millie did. Because Gavin and Millie, it was pretty easy for them to look up the contract awards and such. It was really easy to verify everything about me, right? It was really easy to verify everything I've said. Hell, most everything I've said is public knowledge. The only thing that I've added that wasn't public knowledge was the ShadowNet flyers. And I verified who I was with the ShadowNet flyers with my signed DOD memorandum congratulating me on my job, on the work that I did on a classified IAEA project in Iraq in 2008 by the IAEA chief, right? So, you know, dispute whatever you want, but everything I've said is really easy to verify. And then Gavin took what I told him and just did a little bit of research. Nobody else could seem to do that. Hell, the Senate Intelligence Committee couldn't seem to do that. Lindsey Graham, hell, before I went to the Senate Intelligence Committee, I spoke to Lindsey Graham, shook his hand, there's a picture of it. Gave him a copy of my book. Actually, I gave a copy of my book to his assistant, his aide, because that's what he told me to do. He's like, here, give that to my aide and we'll get back with you. That never happened. What are you going to get back to me like next year or something? Hell, this was, you know, this is important stuff. So I'm thinking, even though everybody's out of session, it seems like everybody's getting called back right now. So, and they'll still have staffers there. And I'll broadcast it. I'll live stream it. And if you're a journalist that knows about this and I run into you, I'll call you out. If you come at me, I'm probably going to ignore you because I don't have time to deal with anything, you know. If you come at me and like I've been trying to figure you out or trying to get answers from, well, I might put in a response, all right? But I don't have time for that. I got an interesting thing that I'm putting together to show you guys, but I got to be able to get parked somewhere for a bit for the night. So if I make it to DC by Wednesday, either late Tuesday or Wednesday, then hopefully I'll be able to put something together. But it's like, well, let me tell you right now, all right? And you might even want to, somebody might even want to do this themselves. If you watch the video, Shadowgate, you'll see that you'll see a screenshot of the ISI application, of the ISI marketing slip. And in that was a screenshot of the actual ISI application, right? And it showed like a whole list of fake personas, right? Didn't have any names or anything on it. They were just, you know, blank, fill in the field. But it was like literally a list of fake personas and all the information. And then one person would take one of those personas that was built out that would be extremely real. These aren't like the bots. These aren't the Russian bots that you know changed the election. No, Russian bots don't change the election. These were very, very, very good fake personas, right? Sometimes you on a very high level. I'm not going to go into detail, but very high level with these fake personas. And so one guy just sits there as 5 different people and puts stuff into chat rooms to create chaos. So what I wanted to do, or if somebody else could do it, that would be great because I'm really busy, is take a screenshot of that, of the application, and then Fox News, I thought this would be a great example. Fox News did a hit piece online on Millie and Gavin and Infowars. And if you go down to the comment section, the comment section's nothing but an IIA smorgasbord. So I wanted to actually just take visualize for people the ShadowNet application with all the fake personas, so someone manages them, right? And those fake personas, whether it's trying to alter the outcome of an election or whether it's trying to discredit Millie and Gavin to hide what they do, right? I want to put those side by side so people can really understand this is what we're dealing with, right? Do you want this to continue, right? I mean, I get it. It's okay if like one person wants to use a fake persona or something or do something and get it. Yeah, it's freedom of speech, I guess. I don't know. But we are talking about active, highly funded, organized, tactical, battlefield-tested social media psychological warfare capabilities. And you can like look at them side by side and ask yourself, wow, look at these comments. I know what to look for. And I look at that and I look at that on Fox News at the comment section. And it reads like it reads like the IIA handbook, right? So, at any rate, thank God for Gavin and Millie being out today. They get to be back with their kids, but their trouble's not over. And I would just ask anybody that's trying to attack them instead of actually investigating the claims that I made to please consider that. You don't know what happened. Maybe it was a coincidence. I'm pretty sure it was either two things. It was either a coincidence or somebody very high up in government and with a lot of power had been putting this together for probably about the last couple months. Listening, watching, and then doing what was necessary to cause chaos, throw questions, and discredit the journalists, as what they did with Julian Assange and others, right? It's not the first time, people. It won't be the last time. But don't be so hard on Millie and Gavin, right? They're good people. And let's try to figure out a way to fix this. Because we can fix it. But not if you guys focus on, not if you take the bait. Because this is what they want you to do. And I get it. A lot of people have been telling me, don't act this way, Pat. And I really respect what they're saying. They're saying this isn't going to fix it. They're saying, you know, you don't want to burn these bridges and such. But, and I respect what they're saying, right? But to me, we're never going to fix the problem if we keep just playing the game, right? And if I'm worried about what I say to journalist A, because journalist B, or journalist A even, might not do an interview with me later on, then or work with me on a project, or potentially worse, get me fired or something, then I'm just continuing the same problem, right? We can fix the problem, but you fix the problems of lies with truth. And so I can't, in my heart, and maybe it's because this is personal to me, these people destroyed my freaking life, people. But that doesn't mean that we should let this go, because it affects all of you. Thank you very much for your help, for your blessings, your support. God bless Millie and Gavin. I hope you guys do good, and I hope everything works out with your kids. I consider you guys friends. Same with you, Tori. You're a good person. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless. I got an early morning tomorrow, and I got a long ride. There's no way that I'm going to make it there. No way I'm going to make it there by sundown. But I think where I need to be is in D.C. right now. Millie and Gavin are safe for the time being, and I need to go knock on some doors in D.C. Thank you very much, folks.